I've been in a bit of a rut lately. I think every artist, photographer, or whatever you call yourself, you'll find yourself in a similar situation here and there. I'm there right now, I guess. I've talked about this with my friends a few times, but I feel like I should talk about it with all of you because you're my friends too, right? So yeah, lately I've been feeling like my photography hasn't been saying what I want to say. I've been questioning if it's even the right medium for myself to, communicate my thoughts and feelings. It sounds all very emo and corny, but I truly believe art, in my opinion, is a way to communicate and express yourself. All I know is to communicate what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Maybe some of you can relate to that. I don't know. I feel like in photography specifically, we always talk about what makes a good photograph. And we all have different definitions, different guidelines to what criteria that is. For me specifically, I feel like a good photograph is something that expresses what the creator wanted to say. As simple as that. It sounds very vague and very, simple. Because it is simple, but it's very complicated at the same time. I think that's why a lot of my work can be categorized as abstract. And it is abstract because it's not very literal. What I want to say isn't look at this scene, look at this moment and situation that's happening right now. I'm trying to communicate something different than that. And so I think when I'm making photos and sharing them, I feel like I am having more of a conversation with myself rather than with the viewer. But that doesn't mean that I don't want the viewer to have a conversation with me, but I'd like them to more so have a conversation with themselves, if that's possible. Because it's not my goal to make you feel any specific way. It's more for me to put out into the world my own thoughts and feelings, and then let you, as the viewer, make of it what you will. I can't, I have no control over what a viewer thinks of my work, what it makes them feel. And I think that honestly applies to any photographer, artist. Once you put out work into the world, you it's in the hands of the viewer after that. Went on a bit of a tangent there, but that's all to say that I feel like what I'm creating at this moment isn't exactly communicating what I'm wanting to say. But I also feel like, sometimes I feel like I don't have anything to say at the same time. And then I'm just making photos, I wouldn't say for the sake of just making things, which I think is a good thing, because I never want to stop making things, if that makes sense. I've been going through a lot of my older photos, and it's funny because I'll come across photos that actually do kind of communicate what I want to say right now. So it's been fun kind of curating old work, and I do it all the time because honestly, I feel like sometimes when I'm in a rut, I tend to go back to older work. So I've been doing that a lot recently. I've also been thinking about branching out into other mediums. This is about to get a little existential, but I'm also questioning whether or not photography is even the right medium for what I want to say. And yeah, this is why I prefaced this conversation with what I feel like good art is. Sometimes the medium is not always the right medium to say what you want to say. Thinking of it like choosing how to communicate with someone. Do you call them? Do you text them? Do you send an email? Do you write them a handwritten letter and send it in the mail? Those are all different mediums, and they all have kind of different meanings attached to them. So I feel like photography is one of those types of methods of communicating, but it doesn't end there, and I feel like it shouldn't, for myself, to just end at photography, to start and end at photography, I guess. So yeah, I have dabbled in other things like filmmaking, and that's something I want to take on a bit more of a focused approach this year. But I also want to get into other very unrelated, or I guess pretty related actually, mediums such as like drawing and painting. But yeah, these other mediums, I think I want to branch out and explore them more. Photography will always be the heart and soul of what I do, and it's also the foundation to everything else I do. So it will certainly help me when I go into these other art forms. Yeah, and I guess I'm making this little video to put it out there and ask if all of you are interested in seeing me branch out into these other things, and to take on, a more focused approach to filmmaking. I also thought a lot about my YouTube channel and where I want to take it, and I feel like I want to expand it past just being around photography and make it more just about being an artist, a creator, whatever I want to call myself. I don't even know at this point. Yeah. I have no idea if anyone's gonna listen to this, because this is a very off-the-cuff kind of video, not something I usually make. So, yeah, I think I just accidentally started a podcast. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I've been using Squarespace to run my own professional website for my photography for over 6 years. And it's the platform I run pretty much everything from my portfolio, my blog, newsletter, and digital store. And I've stuck with them so long because of how seamless it is to use. I just recently gave my website a refreshed look, and it was super easy to do all of that with Squarespace's design tools. So maybe this is your sign to get started yourself with Squarespace. You can visit squarespace.com/Faisal and use the code Faisal to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.